The egg saw the lucky one. At the meantime, the lucky one was attracted by an irresistible force. As the moments of lightning, they combined into one. A new life was implanted. In the smooth and soft uterus, the amniotic fluid was gradually growing. The new life swam in the ocean, in the mother's body. In the first week, it was like a little seahorse. In the second week, it made the first heartbeat. In the fifth week, it grew facial features. In the sixth week, it grew limbs. In the seventh week, it clarified the gender. In the 10th week, it grew very short hairs. In the 13th week, its umbilical cords connected to the mother. In the 15th week, it smiled for the first time. In the 25th week, it almost filled the whole uterus. In the 31st week, its head turned down and entered the pelvis.
This year, I explored Coast as a physical site in Whitburn Beach and imagined my bodily birth in the seaside cliff scene. Whitburn Beach is in northeast England, being part of the Durham Coast between South Shields and Sunderland. In its geological history, from Carboniferous forests to eroding cliffs and shingle beaches, it went through several cycles of morphisms, from lime-covered seabed to muddy seashore with conches and diverse lives, to flooding beaches covered by sand, to island forests, and returned to ocean once more. At the meantime, British Isles shifted gradually from the equator to its position today. Interweaving with the site exploration, I modeled the birth of the universe and Earth's geological history conceptually by cooking dough. The planetary and bodily birth processes are brought together in my project, Shifting Island, Drifting Life, exploring the visible and metaphoric ways of changes of the world, the lands and the ocean, the landscapes and lives in the past, at present, and in the imagined future. In this drawing, the Whitburn Beach landscapes are read as the female body physically as coastal erosion gave birth to the shingle beach and sandy pebble womb for grassland, while metaphorically is the film site in the prologue where I catch the feeling returning to the mother's womb. in the stone rubbing, I begin to associate the creational moments in geological history of the Earth, together with photographs on Dove, showing the Big Bang, Earth as a water bowl with supercontinent, evolution of cells, shifting of plates, birth of human beings, and the dawn of the age of machineries. Seeing the life of the earth and growth of embryo in mother body, I will have to draw them in a linear time of development from nothing to something. When life begins, death begins. Cycles revolve from the past to future in the ever-changing changes. From the world to Durham Coast, from land to ocean, from superficial tectonics to underground magma uterus, from current shingle beach to future peach blossom islands, I will tell some stories from the imagined past to the imagined future. In ancient Chinese myth, the universe was originally a chaotic egg, pregnant with the god of change, Pangu. One day, Pangu splits the egg and held up the heaven and earth. Gradually, Pangu grew and died, its body decomposed into our world with ever-changing lives. Under the heating of the earth's core, mantles underground are constantly shifting the earth's plates. 15 million years is a period for obvious changes to happen. I estimate British Isles will drift to the head of a linear mountainous continent, and volcanoes along the Durham Coast will create a series of new islands. Tides eroded rocks fell as pebbles. Magma underground is rising the oceanic floor. Wind and water kept eroding the coast. Mantles underground kept rising seabed. Eroded tiny ashes combined with water particles and became mud sediments in shallow sea. After the volcanic eruption, today's superficial features will be buried underground as one layer of limestone in a local geological cycle of limestone, mudstone, sandstone, and coals. The land-birth process is visualized as ovulation and bodily creation of a mermaid. Magma flew into the hotspot chamber, just like female menstruation flood blood into the uterus through fallopian tube. The magma accumulating is personified as goddess of fire and blood, carrying liquid rocks over 2000 degrees Celsius. After eruption and ossification, trees, corals, and anemone became fossils within the underground limestone sedimentation layer. That's all about the first 15 million years in the history of the future.